Hey, so I really want to talk about your mistakes and the mistakes that you've made. Wait, we can't focus with me on here. Like this. So I'm gonna grab this and proceed to just. All right, you can't see me no more. Look at you. You've made a mistake yet again. I don't know what the mistake is you made, but you made it. And first of all, what I gotta say to you is, dang, Nick, can't you learn from anything? Like, at all? Like, I get it, the first 1, 2, 3 time, but 4 or 5? 4 or 5? The same mistake? What are we doing? What are we doing? No, I'm being like so dead serious. What are we doing? You made a lot of mistakes, and you wish you could tell yourself that you learned from every single one the first time, but you didn't. Sometimes you made the same mistake again. Sometimes you even knew better. Sometimes you hurt people. Sometimes you've even hurt yourself. And eventually reach the weird place where you look behind you and think, you can't fix any of that. But then you look forward and think, after everything you've done, where exactly do you go from here? The Bible actually has a lot to say about you, by the way, person who's watching my video. The Bible doesn't pretend good people never fall. If you're really following God, you wouldn't keep messing up. That is something that will destroy, that's something that will destroy you, bro. I promise you. James 3:2. For we all stumble in many ways. Not bad Christians stumble. No, we all stumble. And Proverbs says, for a righteous person falls 7 times and rises again. Proverbs 24:16. It doesn't describe the righteous person as someone who never falls. It describes him as someone who gets back up. That is the enormous difference. So, maybe you've been defining your failure wrong. Because according to Proverbs, failing doesn't automatically mean you're finished. The question becomes, are you going to stay in failure? Also, I gotta tell you, let's stop calling everything a mistake. Okay? Literally, not every single thing you've done is a mistake. Right? And here's where the Bible gets uncomfortable. Because you say, you made a mistake. Because that sounds nicer than saying, you've sinned. After his sin, David prayed in Psalms 51:3-4. For I know my wrongdoings, and my sin is constantly before me. David owns it. He doesn't say, things happened. I wasn't at fault. We both made mistakes. He says, my sin. And where genuine restoration happens is not self-hatred. Not excuses, it is truth. There's a difference between regret and repentance, you know. This should be, the biggest part of my video. Because regret looks backwards, you know. You hate what happened, you know. By the way, I hate the word hate, and I will be making a video on that, but that's a video for another day. Repentance says, because of what happened, I am turning now. Paul describes 2 different kinds of sorrow in 2 Corinthians 7:10. One kind produces repentance. Another kind produces death. Death, not desk. Anyway, my bad, I have a lisp. Nigga! I'm sorry. Sorry, I've just been adding a little bit of erratic. Sorry, this video's on you. My bad. Anyway, you can hate the consequences of what you did without actually wanting the change. Biblically, feeling bad isn't the finish line. Judas felt terrible. Peter felt terrible. But simply being crushed by what you've done isn't the same thing as turning back toward God. And Peter is such a perfect example of this. Peter completely blew it. Think about what Peter did. Peter told Jesus he was willing to die for him. Then Jesus was arrested. And Peter denied knowing him, not once, not twice, but 3 times. 3 times. And then Luke 22nd, the 22nd chapter, verse 61 through 62. Jesus looks at Peter. Peter remembered what Jesus told him, and he went out and wept bitterly. Imagine that walk. You cannot unsay it. You cannot rewind. Jesus heard it. Peter felt at that exact moment he had promised he wouldn't. And the feeling, you can't go back. Peter couldn't either. Peter couldn't go back. And yet Jesus still had a future for Peter. Jesus asked him 3 times, "Do you love me?" And then repeatedly tells him, "Tend to my sheep." Peter's failure was real. His grief was real. But Jesus did not look at Peter and say, "Well, you blew your chance." He gave Peter responsibility again. He did not erase what Peter did. It proved something different. Failure does not automatically disqualify you from ever being useful to God again. And I know you keep saying, "But I keep messing up. I'm a failure. Oh, I can't do anything right. Oh, I can't do anything right." You've made so many mistakes. You've hurt people and you've hurt yourself. And the thing is, it's not a one-time thing. You keep doing it. You're sickened by yourself. You're disgusted by yourself. You grow to despise those who love you, and eventually you close them off. And eventually you start thinking, surely God is tired of me coming back. John writes to the Christians, 1 John 2nd chapter 2, verse 1. "I am writing these things to you so that you may not sin. And if anyone sins, we have an advocate with the Father, Jesus Christ the righteous." Notice both sides, so you may not sin. God isn't casual about sin. But if anyone sins, you may have to live with the consequences of this sin, by the way. Galatians 6:7. "For whatever a person sows, this he will also reap." You reap what you sow. You made those mistakes. You reap what you sow. Understand me? You've lost. Game over. There's no coming back for you now. Oh wait, I'm sorry. I don't know what that was. No, there is coming back for you. You have redemption through Christ. Stop trying to live in yesterday. In Philippians, wow, in Philippians 3, chapter 3, verse 13 through 7. What? Chapter 13 through 14. Whoa, I am messing up. "Forgetting what lies behind and reaching forward to what lies ahead, I press on toward the goal." Rather than living backward, he does that. Forget what lies behind and reaching forward to what lies ahead, I press on towards the goal. I think that's the end of my video. You have nothing more to say. What's funny is that you know, people from my job, they're gonna watch the video and be like, "What the heck happened?" Cause like they remember like a funny video of mine, and they told me to keep making videos, and I did. I am. Guess what? And now, am I being vulnerable? No, I hope not. That's not my goal. I don't want to be vulnerable. Oh wait, I'm still recording. Anyway, bye bye.